Get in the matchup. Get us some Rocket League going. CRR versus Diaz. I'll tell you what, I'm all aboard the Diaz train. Diaz to win it all. Diaz for president. It is Spanish-speaking CRR up against Portuguese, Brazilians. Diaz, Portuguese-speaking, I should say. Brazilian Diaz, who has been incredibly tough to defend against. Maybe Diaz needs a little bit more well-rounded in the defensive half, as we saw yesterday. But if he's on the ball, if he's got any space, then he's insane, and he's able to create a lot of space. He'll be able to score from his own half, so he can take the ball all the way back to his back wall, back corner, side wall, and dribble it the full length of the pitch. Get some flip resets, get some musties, but he's made a massive mistake. I talked too soon. CRR will get the first goal. CRR needs a bit of a fight back as well. He's not had the best first event overall, the best first stage. But perhaps he needs a little bit of early confidence. We'll have a slight ping advantage. CRR, I've actually been pretty impressed that CRR has essentially spent the entire off-season in America, still playing in NA. Now imagine CRR went back to Spain for the off-season. How insane the EU competition would be. I'm gonna guess I can't skip any of the replays. Normally we skip the replays here, if you feel like it. Of course we wouldn't have skipped that one. Diaz, yeah, flip reset, showing his mechanics. But we have another broadcaster in the room, one of the other language broadcasters, and they're not going to skip the replay. So Diaz confusing CRR a little bit. That's again where his strength is, right in front of the net. A lot of fakes, a lot of difficult to read plays that cause the defender to be in all sorts. So yesterday up against Cosmic was flying past the ball 2,000 million times. He literally got faked about 8 times in the one series, and made to look a little bit silly in front of the net. But that is Diaz's strength. Go CRR, time of the ball. Diaz, backwards challenge. CRR took it very casually. He would have had to have heard that Diaz had backflipped there. Oh Diaz. This is it. This is what he does. This is the Diaz factor. He gets the flip reset. He's completely faked him out. Boost grab for good measure. Didn't need it. A little bit surprising even, because Diaz often ignores big boost. He's happy to just play the ball. He is the Brazilian sensation. You say he's better than Yan. Well, that's clear. Yan's not here. Diaz is. He's still got to take down the likes of CRR. There's still a lot of competition. Diaz is currently playing to try and make it to the #1 spot. He is currently undefeated, 3-0, taking down first killer in the first round. Before taking down Cosmic, as we saw on this stream. And then, who's the third round? Third round was Lion Blaze. That was a 3-1. The others were game 5s. Bread and butter. It's just bread and butter for him at this point. When he's got the ball like that in the air, long distance, just don't know what he's going to bring out. Cosmic himself at the end of the series said, look, if he's doing that, I don't know what to do. I can't counter it. Cuff going the way of CRR. That's going to be an important tool for him. It's hard to know. I think Diaz just has a very different play style to most other players. You find yourself in a position where you want to stay close to him so he can't make a long play from his back half, but when you do that, he can very easily just get the ball over the top of you and make it awkward in its own right. And you right here see exactly that. CRR tried to stay close to the play. He had low boost. I was hoping that he could get the bump on Diaz would be enough. Not this time, mate. Not this time, mate. Now CRR also in a good position. Has still, if he gets this win, he's back in the driver's seat for being the #1 seed. Getting that extra life in the finals. He's done well for himself here. Fakes out a bit of a flip reset. CRR is always going to be strong off the wall. Yeah, possible to defend, really. If Diaz had been a bit more patient, then CRR just pops it over the top of him. CRR has plenty of tools. See, I did lose to Christian R. Lost to AJ. I'm sick of saying CRR. It's actually the worst name. It is the worst name in Rocket League. For a caster, at least. It's not a terrible name in its own right. CRR. Maybe especially for an Australian. Because we pronounce R's like we're pirates. CRR. Actually, I don't think Americans are any better. He's been successful every time so far, Diaz. So far for CRR. Then CRR also 3-1 Cosmic. So he's on the 2-1. Diaz currently 3-0. Not a huge game differential overall, but man, like, come on. Is this a joke? Like, come on. Didn't even execute the second flip reset, but it looked so convincing. CRR was going to always pop off. Yurik, imagine being on Diaz POV and saying show POV, the Diaz POV. Johnny Boy enlightened me onto the cult of Diaz. Our Brazilian boy Diaz. At the very end of the promo relos, we were having a bit of a chat, and he was like, make sure to check out Diaz's matches in the promo relos. So I did. Oh my god. I was a believer. I've not been surprised by the results. Maybe a little surprised by the first killer result, I guess. But maybe first killer surprised everyone by going 0-3 yesterday. Oh, you sicko! We got to see that from CRR POV. What does he do? Look at the change in angle. That was almost going left corner, and he takes it to the right from like 5 meters away. Hello? This kid is 15 years old. He just turned 15. Literally 15. He's going to be in RLCS next season. He's going to be playing with Royals and Wisty on W7M. If you guys don't know, that's the number 4-5 team at the end of RLCS last year in South America. And he'll be playing there. Rumors as well that Furia will be returning to South America. I don't know whether that's true or not, but there is maybe a little bit more competition at the very top. But I think, you know, from what we've seen, of 1v1 players who are this dominant, have this good of mechanics, and for Diaz, who has more than just straight mechanics, but he's actually quite intelligent with a lot of his play. His boost control really nice. He doesn't really panic. He takes the ball away from his opponents. All good signs when it comes to his threes game. I think they're going to be a scary team. Imagine taking that pick up. Oh, how's he snuck this one in? Flip reset, ball going directly sideways. And CRR's like, okay, fine, that's fine. I'll let him take the shot from there. I can save that. I can save anything. And it is just so close to the crossbar that CRR can't get up to it. There you go. I did press new series, but I guess it didn't update it. So thank you. It's been updated now. Best of 5. Yeah, best of 5 group stage. Doesn't go to best of 7 till the finals. CRR is still playing well. It doesn't help though. It doesn't help. Like, imagine just being so good at one skill. And technically this is a lot of skills all in one. But one play that you can be successful every time. Has he failed to score a single goal when it's that long air dribble play? I don't think he has. Not in this series. And he's going to go for it again. And what does CRR do? Like, he has to stay close. He has to do something like this. Or the threat's too much. Imagine that went under the crossbar. That's the first fail. What a fail from Diaz. Terrible gamer. Oh, here we go. CRR. Beaten out by pace. And look at that. Oh, I was going to say Diaz still had enough boosts after making the aerial play to follow up on it. He didn't quite, and he had to go the 100 boost. Good win by CRR. Smart play over the top of Diaz. Diaz really felt like he caught himself out a bit much there, and CRR is always going to recognize the position of his opponent. That was the most important part of CRR's play. Yeah, I had the option of doing pretty much every single one of Diaz's matches, apart from the first killer match, but we gave one of them away. So we chose 2 out of the possible 3 that we could do. Again, CRR, like, he has to play, he feels like he has to play close. Because if he backs off there, Diaz has been too good. Diaz is 15. Just turned 15. It's just unfair, you know? I thought at the age of 35, I'd still be the best gamer in the world. But I'll tell you what. As soon as you turn 28, it's all downhill. It's the last good year of your life. Might be the last good day of CRR's at least tournament. It's 2-1 at the moment. He's got some good wins and a close one against AJ. He could have been 3-0. Getting outscored at the moment more than anything else. You can see that CRR having some, you know, CRR, a great offensive player. Really keeps a good eye on his opponent while controlling the ball. And I'll tell you what, you know, against anybody else, he's scoring plenty enough goals to actually win the game. Maybe should have scored that one, to be honest. But Diaz, even though I'd say midfield, his game is not anything Crazy's offense is just so good. His ability to take it into offense all the way from his back wall. Such a powerful tool. But CRR's just getting outscored more than anything else. Again, another goal from end to end. Axe out of this one. Just another variation of the same play. He's got so many different variations. We've seen the musty flick in the past. Flip reset musty. We've seen a lot of fakes coming out from him. Nice little catches as he lands. CRR does well there. Well, it's going to be the own goal, of which we've pretty much had one every series. And then CRR with the counter-attack. Really like the spacing here from CRR. Ooh, race to the boost. Diaz always kind of happy for his opponents to take the boost, the mid boost. He doesn't really commit to it. Even though I think in that situation, there's probably a moment where he thought he could get to it, but he knows that he can take the back boost and just score. Like, come on! He's gone from his back corner! Double flip reset into the dunk. No stopping him in the attacking half just yet. I do think that CRR, like on a good days, will just figure out maybe a few patterns. Start reading his aggressive plays, but see Diaz with so many fakes that it's really hard to play when he doesn't. He's faked the ball so many times successfully. Like, just so much control. Brutal amount of control. Diaz has been near reverse swept. Game 5 as well by near reverse swept by Cosmic. Game 5 against First Killer. So the first 2 games isn't necessarily indicative. For some reason, when he does get close, he seemed to switch off, especially against Cosmic. He stopped making those long plays. We'll just let this go ring out. And then we will head to the next game. Diaz 8 and 3. It has a similar story, a similar storyline alongside the likes of Yan, but coming out from the 1v1 space. Or maybe more similar to a KV1 coming out from the 1v1 space than for Yan. And obviously Yan getting picked up eventually by Furia. With, KV1 got picked up for the lower team by Secret at the time. Sorry, the club. Maybe Diaz has a similar story, getting picked up by the number 4, number 5 team, W7M. So may find a similar trajectory there. But I think when you look at kind of KV1's entrance to 1s and Diaz, I mean, you look at anybody's entrance to 1s compared to Diaz, and the real only comparison in the 1 space is Zen, who is able to absolutely come out and obliterate. But even then, in his first showing in 1s for Zen, Zen still has a different story. Was very well known in 2s and 3s, in ranked, I should say, more than anything else. Some 3s tournaments in France. And then was essentially given the challenge of playing 1s and immediately stepped up, flew through to the top of the table, only getting beaten by Roas. So maybe some similar notes there, with Diaz more coming out of nowhere. and starting to top the table in North America, at least. I will assume that Johnny, after this tournament, is likely to do some one show matches that are Diaz versus some of the European and maybe MENA players. Probably more likely the Europeans. I'm assuming not great ping between a South American player and a MENA player, unfortunately. It's the first ground game we've seen from him pretty much all series. Doesn't opt to go for it very often. Managed to get the reaction on the save. CRR in a good position now. Looks to fake underneath, and Diaz totally up to the task. CRR, round 2, off the roof. Show him what he's got. He's got a second goal. Much better start. Much more controlled game for CRR. He's managed to hold Diaz out. He's read him a little bit better on those defensive efforts. As you look at the previous games, CRR's always been able to score a goal a minute. But has he been able to keep Diaz out? No, he hasn't. Diaz, rough first touch, gets a good follow-up. Good reaction. Now there's a long open space. He's faked CRR into an early jump. Now the air dribble bump, and CRR, he avoided it. But he wasn't able to get back down in time. We'll watch from CRR POV here. He sees the air dribble bump right at this very moment, gets over the top of it. Maybe just didn't rotate low enough, quick enough. You can see what it's like playing against him. Against Diaz. And the space isn't there, but off the kickoff, CRR's found top bins. Maybe the downside there of Diaz not liking to challenge the ball and challenge that center boost off the kickoff. Danger signs again for CRR. It's just danger signs. Oh, it's just danger signs when Diaz has any amount of space. It's a kickoff. You know that CRR has to, or at least he's going to feel like he needs the boost. In the end, boost didn't matter. It's just purely the options that Diaz has, the unpredictability he has when he's got that space. Oh, not the best first touch. Has the flip reset, but because the first touch was both slow and also away from CRR, it was very easy to challenge. Now you can see what CRR is trying to do. He's just trying to play fast and get in and out. Little tactical guerrilla strike from CRR just to prevent Diaz. Oh, God! Oh, CRR maybe too fast in this instance. Runs around the ball. It's an own goal, folks. We've had it on this stream, an own goal every series in North America, and it's always spectacular ones like that. Great angles, half volleys off the walls. Yesterday, Cosmic had a great double tap into his own net. Was bumped to be into that position yesterday. Maybe that's the beginning of the end. Own goaling, 1v1, quite tilting. CRR slaps the wall. You can't. He obviously was trying to get a different touch, but maybe just hoping to catch Diaz off guard. Great touch by CRR. Really controlled gameplay. Yeah, make this a series. Kickoff going the way of Diaz. He's going to go for the front boost. You notice that CRR's hadn't got the chance to get the 100, and Obviously kept him in very good stead. Good challenge. Still low on boost. CRR and Diaz knows. Gets the 10 boost. Follows it up. How much control was that? Diaz kept CRR from getting 100 boost, or even any amount of boost, from the kickoff to that very moment. That's the first boost right there in the replay that CRR was managed to grab. Because of the sheer amount of pressure and directness of Diaz to take it to the front corner and have the confidence to play from the front corner is probably the most vital part of that strategy. CRR. Shot on target. Guys, counter-attack. If you do defend Diaz, you do get goal-scoring opportunities a lot easier. Tends to commit quite hard on some of his attacks. Does Diaz. 50 seconds. CRR, come on. Nice flick over the top. Just collected that 12 pad. You can see there's a few dimensions in that play. CRR dribbling side to side. Knowing that he has 12 boost, he dribbles it side not just to generate an angle so he can get more power, but also does it directly over the top of 2 boosts, so he gets 24 boost in order to make the play, catch up with the ball. And he's going to take it to his back half. Is he going to play just a pure hold? No, he's going to go, oh, this is this is a risky play. It hasn't paid off. But Diaz doesn't have the boost to immediately capitalize. CRR has to back off for 100. Diaz, early flick. CRR not in a position to challenge. Oh no, CRR's been beaten. Can he get back? He gets a slight bump. And CRR holds on to the 1-goal lead. Just 10 seconds away. Diaz with the early challenge. That should be it. CRR gets a 2-goal lead. He's managed to come back well in game 3. More so on the defensive end than anything else. Much more controlling overall. This caused Diaz a little bit of panic. It's 2-1 now. 1-2 for CRR. Is he able to make the long journey back? Suddenly figured out a few things. He's adapted well. It makes me wonder, because we saw the same thing from Cosmic. First killer was back in 4th series. He lost a couple of overtimes, first killer. As he may just have won the series. But it makes me wonder if as the tournament goes on and Diaz own goals. Hey, nicely done. He's learning from the North Americans. Obviously not a lot of Sam players in this, only Diaz. But first own goal that we've seen from the Brazilian. Very nicely done, Diaz. I was going to say, as the series and as people get to verse him a second time in the finals, we may see people are more expectant of what's to come, and so far Diaz has won every single game won. Maybe we'll have that go a little bit differently. Maybe it'll be much more even battle from the very beginning. The beauty of ones is that the reverse sweep is, I'd say, much more likely, much more doable than in 3s. In 3s, usually reverse sweeps are kind of either one team just kind of fixing their rotation, sorting themselves out, sorting their own play style, or sometimes it is the winning team going too conservative and just thinking we can just play this safe and win it out from here because we got multiple chances. in ones. Reverse sweep often comes more from figuring out your opponent, adapting to their game plan, nullifying maybe one of their strengths, and this is exactly what CRR's done. When was the last time Diaz was able to score one of those long distance goals? Been a lot less successful, and I think Diaz tends to give up on them a little bit too quickly. We saw very similar against Cosmic. Very, very similar so far. The first two games, dominant powerhouse Diaz taking the ball to his back corner, going long air dribbles over and over again, a lot of success. By game 3, Cosmic started to counter just one or two here or there. Maybe a counter attack on Diaz. And then he kind of gives up on that strategy maybe too much. Becomes a lot less frightening as the series goes on. Once that play goes against him. I think he can stick with it a bit more. Here we go. First touch, flip reset. CRR does like jumping early. Just threaten that he's pre-jumping him. He's of course used some boost, but CRR is happy to take that disadvantage. Thinks that the advantage is worth it. To avoid the bump. But Diaz, it's another part of his game plan that seems to be stepping up more as the series goes on. Likes to bring out more bumps rather than the long plays. Put himself in an awkward position. Rare for Diaz to really focus on that boost, but we've seen that a lot more this series against CRR, who's maybe just controlled those back corners a little bit too well for him. CRR gets a shot. Diaz is back. Halfway through. Look how controlled CRR has been. He's going to have to defend this one. Musty. No, fakes it. I like that from CRR. Too many players have just respected the Musty so much. But Diaz never really, I'd say, executed from maybe 2 or 3 of them. He's had much better executions out of the fakes. And so CRR, at this point in time, he's just going to play for the fake. And he's done well. Gets a counter-attack on the same time. My question is going to be if Diaz does end up being in the same position to go for the Musty again. Is he going to fake it again? You know, there's that mind game aspect. You can see the weakness in Diaz's game. If these long plays are not being successful, he gets unsure of himself. And also, he gets counterattacked really, really easily. He commits hard. Even on the fakes, he's committing reasonably hard to those long plays. Works really well when in the first 2 games, the first game and a half, he was successful on every single one. We talked about it in game 2. He'd been successful on every single long play he made, so he never got counterattacked. So of course he's going to win those. Success stops. So I'm very unsure both of making the plays and what he really needs to do. Here we go. Air dribble bump. CRR's been very good at avoiding those. Last time, of course, wasn't able to get back to the ball in time, but he did still avoid it. And CRR's been faked out. This should be the counter-attack. Diaz learning from his own mistakes. Putting that back on CRR, but we are looking closer and closer to a game 5, ladies and gentlemen. I do like chat right now. Mad if somebody's rooting for one player. Mad if somebody else is rooting for another player. but also mad if somebody's not rooting for any players. There's no winning, chat. There's no winning. CRR. He's got plenty of winning in him. Great touch. Underneath. Fortunately, it was the only play that CRR could make there. He's not really in a position to get a strong shot off. So, predictable. Oh, and there we go. The musty from Diaz. I would have almost preferred him to not go for this and leave it for the next one, but it does show CRR that he's got a strong musty, so that next time he goes to the fake, maybe in the next game, he'll have that in the back of his mind. Rooting for the chat, let's go. Oh, well, well. 3 seconds, folks. Is that enough? Is that enough? We're going to Diaz cam. We're gonna believe. Oh, he goes to the delayed kickoff, but CRR pushes through on the kickoff. It even gets a final goal. Valiant attempt from Diaz. I like the thought on the kickoff. His kickoffs have been quite varied. Say CRR having maybe a slightly better default kickoff. He's much better able to get the ball into areas that he likes off the kickoff, but a lot of variation that's come out from Diaz. Maybe kept CRR on his toes. A controlled game from CRR. We head to game 5, folks. A potential reverse sweep after Diaz dominated. We saw the same thing yesterday against Cosmic. And Diaz managed to just put his nose across the line. Take it out at the very end. Big demo. CR doesn't have the boost to immediately score. Diaz with a favourable spawn. But because he had just spawned, he had to rush. CRR gets the first blood. 17 seconds into the game. And sometimes brains beats brawn. CRR delaying, knowing that Diaz had to rush. Really strong 50. And there's the race from Diaz. He's not normally raced for that boost, and he knew that he could beat CRR after he got bumped, it seems. And that's made him 1 goal richer. Another good kickoff for Diaz, and look how much he kept. He kept 20 boosts off the kickoff. I want you guys to look at the boost levels at the very top. Very even. Diaz got the better sides. Flipping straight towards him. CRR looking more towards his own net, because Diaz had kept the boost. He's in a good spot. That's where CRR's been good and maybe shown a little bit of a weakness from Diaz. Seeing the Diaz early challenges and just popping it over the top of him as he comes in. And this time Diaz may be a little fortunate that he gets the demo on his way through, because he'd once again been just beaten out by CRR. Attempted the long play. Flip reset. CRR has to get back. Because of the awkward position, he's not able to make the counter attack. Oh, low touch, bad touch from Diaz. CRR still circling, waiting for the mistake. Diaz is going to have the long play. Early shot, ground shot, crossbar and out. 2-goal lead was beckoning. He's left wanting at this point in time. Now the fake underneath. CRR, he's been so good, reading every single defensive play. Now he has to get up early onto the roof. Diaz beats him. It's not on target. CRR, a scramble back, but Diaz first to the ball. This time, Diaz makes the early play. And just think back to how this has gone throughout the series so many times. CRR has faked that he is going for that early challenge and pulled out. And this was meant to be that time that he finally committed to it and maybe catch Diaz off guard, expecting it to be another fake. And yet, Diaz kept his eye on him the entire time, goes to the early flick. Quite difficult to get that flip reset while you've got the pressure of your opponent on you. But for Diaz, it seems automatic. CRR's going to scramble here. Doesn't have much boost, and Diaz has stolen it away. 100 boost. Attacking play. Takes it high. Flip reset. No. High early touch. Crunches it through. Diaz has figured it out at the crucial time. Game 5. Brought out some more variations. No longer threatening the flip reset. Threatening a faster play. Especially with CRR on that lower boost. But look at that. CRR able to recover from a bump on no boost. Diaz has messed his ground plays. I think if Diaz had a great ground game, he would be literally unstoppable at this point in time. His ground game, in terms of attacking, has not been on point. He's missed most of his shots. Hasn't been anywhere near as effective, and it would give him at least a backup option. Look at somebody like Wavy and his ground game. Successful he was with it. You don't need to have a strong all-rounder, but I think for Diaz that is going to be something the next level. So with the ground game, you're not committing yourself so much to the attack, and seen with the multiple times that he has been near reverse swept. They need a little bit more. CRR back into it. Another counter attack as well. Diaz is going to have to step up once more. Can't release any pressure. CRR is ensuring that not the strongest shot. Too much boost in Diaz's tank. Here we go. Diaz certain ground opportunity again. Goes to the early flick, and that's the right play. CRR playing very close to him. Maybe thinking that he'd take it to the corner. He goes careening a bit too far. Kickoffs have gone CRR's way. Able to do it again. No, Diaz, the fake kickoff. He's going to take possession in the back corner. And the worst part about that is we know that Diaz can score from that back half. So really getting in close to them. It's a dangerous proposition. Oh, Diaz is going to play it smart. Just trying to keep possession of the ball. CRR has to go for the early challenge. Because of the pace he's going at. Not able to get it on target. CRR can't get around that too. Diaz is going to play a defensive game. CRR has to get the challenge. Doesn't have the boost. Misses it on his route through, so he can't even challenge the follow-up. That's going to be a huge time sink for Diaz. Beats him to the ball. One boost miss by just a few pixels. This maybe cost CRR his chance back into the game in the series. Big old mistake. Diaz has controlled this last 30-odd seconds really well. Kickoff too strong for CRR. Diaz now taking it to the back corner. I want him to go for the play. I know it is a $100,000 tournament, but he could have made an attacking play right there. Especially considering how aerial based it is. That's just going to build time in its own right. He backs off. He doesn't want to commit. He doesn't want to get counter-attacked again. He's happy to hold on to this 3-goal lead. Time ticks down. CRR, no chances left. Diaz holds out, stands firm, builds a brick house at the final game. And one more goal for the road. Diaz remains undefeated. But he has shown some gaps. There is going to have to be, I think, some development from Diaz over the next week to make sure that his finals performance can match up once he has to verse somebody he's already versed before. Once he has to bring out maybe a little extra aspect of his game. And I think it's that ground game, just some ground shooting more than anything else that could take it to that next level for him. CRR, really valiant on that comeback, but it's very hard to win 3 in a row in any format.